I know this is going to sound strange to you, but from a lot of experience I've gathered, people I've observed, books I've read, people I've interviewed, people I've sat with, and a lot of successful people, the teaching is follow your passion. If you follow your passion, the law of explosive growth, just follow your passion, do what you like, do what you love. What I'm basically saying, do not follow your passion. Do not follow your passion. Do not follow your passion. Because the thing is, most of us these days, our passion is it's actually not our passion. It's what we see and observe and like from successful people, what people are doing, what we think it's easy life, what brings easy money. Like I was speaking to someone the other day, and they're telling me, we're talking about passion, and they, gave me different view, different incline about what they thought passion is. So everyone have this thing about passion. Like if you follow your passion, you're gonna be happy, you're gonna be successful. Well, I'm saying, do not follow your passion. Don't. But most time, the passion you think is yours is actually borrowed. It's actually borrowed from, what you think is gonna make you rich. Because I would say 90% of the time, people chasing passion, why? For some kind of wealth, to get rich. And that's one of the reasons there's a lot of people getting scammed, losing money through going into different businesses they have no understanding about. And that's the same thing, like following your passion. You go into sometime, you see someone else doing something, you like that thing, and you just want to go into it, but you don't have a clue, you don't have an understanding. So I'm basically saying to you, do not follow your passion. Instead, do what you're good at. Do what you're good at. Because when you do what you're good at, and don't just do what you're good at, do what you're good at to the best of your ability. Do what you're good at more than you paid for. Try to be the best at what you're good at. If you invest all that time, all that energy in becoming the best you can be in what you're good at, and doing more than you paid for what you're good at, the law of explosive growth would find you faster than any passion would find you. Don't waste your time dabbling around. When your passion finds you, you would know. When your passion finds you, you would know. And this is because following your passion, a lot of people commit to different things. You see someone selling some hair online, human hair. Some people selling some moisturizer, some lotion, skin lightening cream, all sorts of online business. Some people you just have to open up your laptop these days. You're getting so much online businesses. Like everyone has to be doing some online businesses these days. And I read one the other day, says how to become a life coach, a mentor with no experience. How do you define that? How to mentor other people, like gain big paying client without no experience? You just need a 4-week course. How is that possible? Now look at yourself. What can you learn in 4 weeks that's going to make you recognize is gonna make you become the best. So a lot of people are falling into these things about passion and not focusing on what they're good at. If you work on what you're good at, you're bound to succeed, because what you're good at is your strength. When you work on your strength, you could get whatever you need to get faster than when you're working in your weaknesses. How many people have you seen being celebrated for their weaknesses? No, people are celebrated for their strength. Why? Because if you have strength, it will wake you up, it will challenge you, it will push you. You have ups and downs, but it's easier to get to the top when you work on your strength than when you work on your weakness. So I say, do what you're good at and try to do it better than anyone else. And do what you're good at, do more than you paid for. Some people say true commitment, or they say it's the commitment you make towards something that implies it's your passion. You would know, like for me, you would know if this is your passion. If you're working on something, if it's your strength, it will keep you up constantly. It will make your blood boil. No one can stop you or talk you out of it. It's not just commitment. To be the best in anything, never wanting to lose kind of person, it's not just commitment. And it's not just passion. It's something that keeps you awake, something that like you relentless. You go at this thing time after time, day after day. You have discipline, you have commitment, you have persisted. And some people say the law of explosive growth will always find you if it's your passion. That once you're driven by passion, you would eat, drink, breathe, sleep, live your chosen passion until you succeed. And I say, to it, because that's what happens when you do your strength. How many people? A lot of people don't like to compete in their weaknesses. For instance, take golf. For instance, I have a lot of friends who their passion is golf. They love golf, but golf doesn't like them. Regardless of how much they practice, it takes them ages to get to that place because they have passion about golf, but they're not good at golf. Take another example. I have a lot of friends who want to be musicians. That's their passion. They practice, they work on the music, singing lessons and everything. Still, they're not known. Why? That's their passion, but that's not their strength. So if they work as hard as they're working on their passion, on their strength, they will get wherever they need to get faster, recognized faster. So I say, what people take for passion, I take it as strength, working on your strength. When you eat something, drink something, sleep something, breathe something, that is your strength. And some people say it's your calling, some people say job, some people say career. I'm saying whatever you do, do it right, do it to the best of your ability. You could have a good work ethics, driven to succeed, and you see gap in the market. You can see what other people could never see. You're very creative, and that's your strength. And you work on it, you improve on it, and you become the best. So the problem I had, I remember a while ago, I was speaking to a lot of people, and I was asking them, what's your passion? What's your passion? And most of these people, their passion was like a lot of hobbies. Why? Because these guys were in an environment where a lot of people did hobbies. none of their passion could put food on the table. A lot of people want to be musician, a lot of people want to be footballers, a lot of people want to be like superstar tennis players, a lot of people want to sell hair on the internet, a lot of people want to sell moisturizers, a lot of people want to write books, a lot of people want to play the piano, a lot of people wanted to do things that celebrated but they don't have the skill. So how do you work towards that thing? And like going back 6 months to speak to this people, they all started this thing, and after 3 months there was no commitment to it. They couldn't push, they couldn't continue. And now I still ask them, they said that's their passion. So do not follow your passion. Become a student, don't become a follower. Okay, you can see that passion, you follow your passion. Be a student of what you're good at. Be a student of what you're good at. A student learns, researches, puts in time to develop, to grow. Be a student of what you're good at. Forget about following passion. Most people's passion they see on social media, and they want to be there. Remember when the whole dance routine thing was on social media, and everyone started doing it, and some people spend time trying to take GoPro, they're trying to go pro on this. That's the thing. A lot of time your passion, it's an assumption. It's what you see other people doing and you think, I would like that. Well, how long can you commit to that? How long can you keep doing this thing for 1 year, 2 years without no result and keep at it? That's almost impossible. And because of this passion thing, a lot of people who have really good passion in your uncelebrated field are not feeling like left out. They're feeling like they have no passion. Like a banker who invests all their time, work, trying to grow, become the best they can be in the bank, is thinking he doesn't have passion. A school teacher who ensures like a student becomes the best they can, gives everything, is thinking, I have no passion. A farmer who ensures like they plant the best organic food, fruit, veg, whatever, green grocer, they're thinking, well, I have no passion, I have to be like these other people. So people are mistaking passion in what they're good at. So I say, go after what you're good at. Forget the whole passion hypothesis. Focus on what you're good at. What you're good at will make you shine. You will be celebrated for your strength, and that is what you're good at. Not the passion you think or you claim to have. Your passion is most time influenced by your environment. If you interview some kids in some rural area where there's the most famous person's musician, they'll think they want to be a musician. If you interview some kids where the best person in that area is a footballer, they'll think they want to be footballers. That's it. Your passion most time is influenced by your area. I would probably never have picked up tennis if I didn't live close to my tennis club. Probably I'll never play tennis in my life. If I lived so far away where there's no tennis around my area, I probably never have picked up a tennis racket or know nothing about tennis. For me, tennis now is my passion. Why? Because it was around my environment. So most time, your passion is influenced by your environment, regardless if you have the strength or the skill. Passion will ensure that your predominant thought would be nothing else except what you're passionate about. That's what people say. Yeah, the passion ensures that you predominantly think about what you're passionate about. And I'm saying most time you think about what you're good at, your strength, because it comes easier to you. You can work less on it and achieve more goals. That's why they say always work on 2 strengths and 1 weakness, because your strength is what you're going to be celebrated about. What you've been working out in the dark, you're gonna be celebrated in the light. And when you work on your strength, you can reach your goal quicker and faster because you're good at it. Most people love to do what they're good at. I haven't seen a lot of people who wants to be mediocre in any field. Everyone wants to do what they're good at, and when you do what you're good at, you want to do more of it. When you love something, when you love something but you lack the skill, you are determined, you're determined by your thought, but you may not be able to flourish for lack of, all the reasons. And that's the point. That's the point. Like determination alone, sometimes that's just passion. Like I'm determined to do this. That's just your passion. But what drives you is what you're good at. What drives you is what you're good at. My advice is concentrate on what you're good at. Do it well. Do not follow your passion, but be a student of what you're good at. Do it well. Do it better than anyone else. Always in the thick of things. Always ready to contribute. When others are giving up, you're ready to go. You never stop. You're always looking forward. You're always pushing. You're always researching. You're always asking questions. That's what I think you should focus on. Less more of what you're good at. Less more about what you're good at. Less about the passion thing. Because a lot of people are still trying to figure out what make people successful. Is it education, background, IQ, intelligence, and other factors? And this has led many to conclude that it's passion. That what makes people successful lies in their passion. What makes people successful, they say, lies in their passion. Well, I think what makes people successful is people doing what they're good at, because they could get there faster and quicker. Imagine when Michael Jordan left basketball to go and play baseball. He was passionate about baseball, but he got nowhere. So I say, do what you're good at. Be a student for what you're good at. Learn, experience, improve, grow. Most people attribute success to passion, But since no successful people are the same, a lot of successful people have been working on the dream since they were a kid, and some other successful people started later, maybe by jumping from field to field till they land on what they're good at. Just like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs jumped from different things until he landed on Apple computer, and he became the best. And now people will say to you, even Steve Jobs himself will say to you, follow your passion. But Steve Jobs himself never followed his passion. If you know the story of Steve Jobs, he never followed his passion. He went from things to things till he landed on what he was good at. Steve Jobs didn't come from an engineering background, an IT background. No, he was good on the business side. So was IT his passion? No. We went from different things till he landed on Apple computers, and he has a creative mind of how to penetrate the market. They say no one can be successful unless they love what they do. And how would you end up loving what you do is by becoming very good at what you do. And how this could come through experience, culture. Take for instance, in the eastern part of Nigeria, they have the apprenticeship scheme where a young man goes to work for a rich trader or a business owner. he spent 4 to 8 years being an apprenticeship, and after this period, a business is established for him. Sometimes the master does this, and sometimes the masters doesn't do it. It's optional. But having invested 8 years into doing everything for these masters, these apprentices have become something themselves. They've grown. There is the process there. So therefore, they've learned through experience. So when you put them in the field, they're bound to become successful. Why? Because they've, learned the rope. They've accumulated experience. Now they understand the roles and ins and outs. So success hasn't come, by just loving what they do. Of course, probably I'm sure there's a lot of time when they hated what they do for how they treated or whatever. But when they end up becoming their own bosses, and within 1 or 2 years they become successful. So would you say they've become successful in just 2 years, or they've become successful in 10 years, including the 8 years they served their master? So at what point did they grow to start loving what they do? So that's what I'm talking about: passion and doing what you're good at. When you do what you're good at, you always succeed. Why? Because it's natural. It's easier for you to apply, more pressure in yourself, do a bit more. When others are giving up, you're pushing through because it comes easy to you. And that's why people say he plays to his strength. You play to your strength. That's what, when you do what you're good at, you play to your strength. You can never win by playing to your weakness. It's just simple. It's logic. Everyone says that. Oh, he plays to his strength. By doing what you like, you play to your strength. I haven't heard anyone say, oh, he's so good by playing to his weakness. No. Because it takes longer to improve on your weakness than it is to improve on your strength. So by doing what you love, by doing what you're good at, you play into your strength. And that's how you become a winner, by playing to your strength. They say this is, I was reading a book the other day, and they were saying the most successful people in the world are not the most intelligent in their classes. The president, the CEO, the millionaires, more than 90% of these people are in the bottom halves of their classes. Then the bottom half of when they went to school, university including. Again, many say the only successful people, or these people are successful because of passion. Again, I say no. Maybe a bit more creative. A bit more creative. They're very good at what they do. They work on knowledge, understanding, and sometimes nature forces you to understand, to use all the senses. For instance, when someone goes blind, they hear more. So by these people not being in the top percentage of their class, they're forced to use all the senses. And that's not just about passion. That's about trying to do what you're good at, being creative. And then other people say passion is the first step to achievement. They say your desire determines your destiny. And they use some examples like Gandhi for human rights, Winston Churchill for freedom, Martin Luther King for equality, Bill Gates for technology, Ken Sarua for humanity, equality and freedom, Mandela for humanity, equality and freedom. They said everyone who has lived a good life beyond the ordinary has a great desire. That weak desire brings weak results. They say your desire is like passion. The smaller your desire, the smaller the your passion. Like the smaller the heat you have, the smaller the fire you can put, or you could start. You know, and I've seen many people with big desires with no outcome. When you desire someone else's life, but you can't put in the work, that's just it. Yes, I've seen a lot of people with huge, massive desires, but there's no outcome. Why? They have desire for other people's position. You know, they love what they see from other people, but they can't put in the work. They don't have the consistency day after day, week after week, month after month, and no result, and still waking up to do the same thing. And how do you end up doing that? Do what you love. Do what you're good at. What you're good at, you will end up loving it because you're good at that. You don't need a push. No. You don't need someone to motivate you. No. You have the skill. You're willing to work on it. You're willing to improve it. It's so simple. So again, I'm saying you be a student, not a follower. Don't follow your passion. Do what you're good at. Other people say passion increases willpower. You know that when you want your goal as much as you want air, then you will succeed in any field. If you want anything bad enough, you will find a way, or you find the willpower to achieve it. And I just say that's not true. A lot of people desire so many things. A lot of people want so many things. But for how long can you keep going at it? How long can you keep working on your weakness? How long can you keep being in the dark and not be celebrated? Because let's be honest, that's the thing. The goal, the celebration, that's what people seek. And when they go in about passion, that's when they want recognition. So I say, what you're good at increases your willpower. What you're good at brings out the best in you. They say dedication is impossible without passion. So dedication is impossible without passion. And I just think, no. You know, they say someone with less skill and more passion always outperforms someone with more skills and no passion. I just go against that. No. If you have more skill, you're ready to be a student, you always outperform someone with passion with no skill. Because the person with passion with no skill will give up after a very short while from no result. We are result orientated. Why do we seek motivation? We seek motivation from our result. When you put in and in and in, nothing happens, you're more likely to pack up. Why? Because we as a human, we are result orientated. So I'll say to you again, be suspicious. Be very, very suspicious of passion. It might push you off the cliff. It might push you off the cliff. Like there's you can't start a fire unless one is burning in you. The fire that's burning in you is what you're good at. You know, is what you're good at. You know, is so therefore you carry on doing that. You carry on doing that. So I say, return to your first love. Return to your first love to find what you're good at. Whatever you might have, tried something, stepped out, done something else, but return to your first love. That thing that you absolutely so good at, go back to it. Associate with people who are in the same, viewed as what you are good at, people who encourage you, people who are willing to come along with you, guide you. And number 3, do something that you're good at that people are willing to pay for. Do something that you're good at that people are willing to pay for. By doing what you're good at and people are willing to pay for it, you can now sustain yourself longer till you become the best. Because why? You're giving more than you're being paid for already. And number 4, be willing to pay the price. Be willing to pay the price. Don't become a thief. Only a thief wants something they haven't paid for. Only a thief wants something they haven't paid for. So if you want to become the best, be willing to pay the price. Be willing to pay the price to become what you want. You cannot have something, whatever like that, whatever you want. Basically, you want to have it. And how do you have something? You exchange it for something else. So there's always a price attached to something. So be willing to pay the price for what you want by putting in the work. Putting in the work. I keep saying this in a lot of people, a lot of people who, quit their job after a week. Training online, they're trying different things to become a pro from a week training. I saw the other one is like, I have to create $1 million from a week's training. This one, how to become a mentor from a week, how to become a property tycoon from a week's training or 4 weeks training. Click down here or skip that. People are forgetting it's the process. The process doesn't come in a week. The process doesn't come in a month. The process doesn't come in 2 months or 3 months. And now someone is saying you should come and take a 4-week course and become a pro. So in other words, they're saying, look, you don't have to pay the price to become the boss. Yeah, they say you don't have to pay the price to become the boss. That means, do you question yourself? Is this true? To become a pro in anything, you need many years invested. Many years invested. A lot of people lose money online trying to trade forex, trying to trade stock with no prior experience, with that absolute on the. You think if this is so easy and simple, everyone would be trading stock. Everyone will be in the market trading liquidity or whatever. But it takes years of experience, learning things, planning things. But everyone wants to become these days without paying the price. And that's the problem of passion. Everyone wants to become a musician, a footballer, a top chef, a TV host. But what about all the other jobs? Are these people not passionate? The banker who gives more than they're being paid for, who goes out to ensure their customer doing well, who always meets their target every week, put in more hours. The school teacher, the tennis coach, the football coach, who puts in more hours than is needed. So look at whatever you're doing. How can you make it better? How can you become the best in that field? How can you give more than you've been paid for? That is what should drive you. How can you increase your earning without working more hours? That's what should drive you. How can you double your income with working less hours in the same job? That's what should drive you. How can you get to a place where you have autonomy in your job? Dedicate your own hours. That's what should drive you. How can you have freedom to do your job in your own time, have flexible working, and still having a better result, but working less hours. That's what should drive you, and that's what I'm talking about: improving on your skill, doing what you can do best, and giving it more. I think creating what you love, what you're good at, I think that's what generates passion. Because when reality falls short of the dream, when you go after a career based on other people's perception, most time you're likely to fail. You should ask yourself this question before you follow the passion hypothesis. What am I good at? What credit do I have stored? What experience have I built up? What can I invest in this? You need credit to stand out from the crowd. Your credit is what you give, in return for what you want. We praise those who are famous and successful, but we sideline those who do their work diligently, well, are best in the class, always doing the best because they're not famous. We don't think it is passion. That's the thing. We don't think it's passionate being a teacher, a farmer, a banker, a faith leader. We don't think all these things are passion. So the word "follow your passion" is a bad advice. Follow your passion is a bad advice. I'm telling the truth. Follow your passion and do what you love could be a very dangerous advice. You will notice in all of this, there is no do what you're good at. It's saying follow, as in you're not a leader, you're not a student, you're following. Follow your passion and do what you love. You might love to sleep like till 12 every day, but you can't, because why? You have to pay the bill, you have to go to work. So do what you're good at. I speak to many people today, young and old, and most are thinking about the same thing. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to change. I want to do that. I want more free time. I want more. Yeah, we all want different things. But what are we willing to put in? What are we willing to pay? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price? So stop assuming, other people's passion is your passion, because like I said, our environment influences us. Our environment influences us by thinking what we see around people doing, that's what we have passion for. The first thing should be, ask yourself, do I have the credit? Do I have the credit, in this thing I'm trying to pursue? Have I gone through the process? Have I gone through the process? And I've spoken to more than 1,000 people, and not one in those 1,000 people have told me their passion is anything about their current work or how they're trying to become the best in what they do. No, their passion has always been some reality-based kind of thing, something that's always celebrated, something that someone else is celebrated, either in social media or in the neighborhood. It's never been someone telling me their passion is their work, you know, their passion, they're trying to become. No. People always assume you have to have some kind of far-fetched passion, some kind of adventurous passion. No. If you focus on doing what you do best, becoming the best in class there, every stone unturned, every angle, every nooks and cranny, every research, everything you could do to become the best in class, that is your passion. That you'll be celebrated for. It might take a while, but you will climb faster. You get more promotion. You get more autonomy. That is your passion. Don't let people drag you into, oh, you don't have passion. No. Work on your passion. Your passion is what you're currently doing and what you're very good at. That is your passion. Don't become a follower, become a student. And just to finish, I'll leave you with just 3 words. The first one is, don't be a thief. Don't be a thief. Pay the price to become what you want. They said the longest distance between 2 points is a short distance or a shortcut. The longest distance between 2 points is a shortcut. When you're trying to take shortcuts in life, it always backfires. When you take online course on mentoring and you're trying to become a mentor, or on coaching, you're trying to become a coach, or on forex trading to become a pro, that's a shortcut. It always backfires. Number 2, you become what you think about. Pay the price to become what you want to be. And then the last word, I'll leave you with the word of Sir Isaac Newton. He says, you can't achieve nothing. You can't achieve nothing without paying the price. Thank you.